body bags were horror lies.
Who is this irresistible creature who has an insatiable love for the dead?
Hey guys, happy Thursday, this is your fright chick speaking. Okay, so this week I'm not actually doing a movie, I am going to be doing a TV show. I've noticed in the last year or two, maybe just the last couple of years, we've had this big spate of horror TV shows happening, and I may do this on my own channel, but I figured I should actually start talking about them because they're actually pretty good, a lot of these. So this week I am doing Damien. It's actually been cancelled after one season, but I figured it was the best one to start with because then you can figure out for yourselves if you want to actually go and watch this 10 episode series. I found it quite interesting because obviously, as you know, Damien, it's going to be about The Omen. It is based off The Omen, and it's set when he is actually 30 years old. So they kind of allow the first two movies. They forget the third one when he's a grown man. But I was quite impressed because during this 10 episodes, they had the rights to use clips from the films and the music and all this stuff. Now, that doesn't really happen very often. It actually really doesn't now I think about it. But they have a lot of flashbacks in this thing, and it's all genuine footage that they used in the films, and that just really impressed me. So yeah, I'm actually very impressed with the amount of horror TV shows that are actually coming out lately. So anyway, this one actually premiered like a few months ago. I think it was like March to May or something like that. So about 10 weeks. And I can totally see, I'm not going to give away like super big spoilers, but just give you a general idea of where the show went, and then you can maybe check it out for yourself, or maybe this will then stop you from checking it out. You know, you might not want to waste your time on it if you don't think it's for you. But it was strange because I can totally understand why it didn't get a second season. They did not take it anywhere. It was 10 episodes, which is not a lot, okay? That is really small amount of episodes for a series. But it almost felt like they were just padding the whole thing out. They had a beginning and they had an end, and they just had to throw a bunch of shit in the middle to kind of get there. And then, to be honest, if they had had a second season, I think they really could have done something with it. There was a lot of material. As we all know, there's a lot of material that they could have done. But I don't think they were going to do it. So it's pretty good, I think, good idea that they cancelled it. So Damien is literally, he's a photographer out in, like, sort of war zones, you know, like Iraq, Afghanistan, all that. He takes a lot of war, photography. And in the very first episode, he is approached by a woman. I believe he's in Damascus. Approached by a woman who speaks to him as though he is the Antichrist. You know, she says some things to him that are kind of prophesied and that he recognises, because he has actually forgotten what happened to him as a child. This is where the clips from the movie come in as flashbacks, because he's starting to remember. Starting to remember what his dad did to him, what people said about him, all this kind of stuff. And this happens during the whole season. There's a smattering of characters in this that are just kind of there to be, you know, you're never quite sure if they are Damien supporters, you know, like they were in the films. You were never sure if they were secretly supporting him and then revealed themselves later. Or if they're actually truly friends and they're on sort of the good side. But the characters themselves weren't that interesting, apart from maybe a couple. Barbara Hershey, I'm really liking Barbara Hershey. She's getting herself back into acting this last few years, and she's doing really well. You know, Insidious, Once Upon a Time, it's great. She plays pretty much the nanny character in this, except she's more of a businesswoman in this. But she is pretty much the one who has nurtured Damien from afar. She is the one that is trying to steer him to the dark side, pretty much. She keeps kind of implying to him when they have meetings during the season to say, look, you know, I'm there for you, that you have a lot of support, all this kind of stuff. And it freaks him out sometimes, and sometimes he's actually kind of willing. So he's kind of teetering on the edge of accepting this Antichrist position and also not believing in it at the same time, which is where the padding came in. Because in the finale, this is not a spoiler, but in the finale, it was obviously gearing up for a decent finale where maybe he's either going to become the Antichrist, but then if he did, then would you get another season? Because that's kind of the point. So they left it kind of half-assed, where he was very willing, but there wasn't a big climax. That was the problem. But then again, that is my own opinion. You may feel that it was a fantastic ending, or you might think of it worse than I did and think it was complete shit. I'm kind of in the middle somewhere. But I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it on its run. I thought it was good. The effects were great. They're really stepping up their game now with this kind of stuff. The effects were great. It was scary and it was cool. It was funny. There's obviously a kind of love interest during it and all that kind of stuff. But I was just very impressed with the fact that they got the rights to do the clips and use the music and just refer to the movies all the time. It was fantastic. They really did pay homage to it. They paid homage really well to the films, you know, using a lot of the tropes like the dogs, etc. All that kind of stuff. It was great. So I'd say give it a watch if you really like The Omen, because I think you'll get a big kick out of it. And like I said, I think I'll do this on my own channel. I think I'll bring up some of these TV shows like Lucifer and Ash vs Evil Dead, because a lot of these shows, they're coming back, people. Although I am really pissed off because I just found out they cancelled Penny Dreadful today, and I'm really annoyed. Penny Dreadful was awesome. Cancelled it. 3 seasons. Had a good run. But yeah, so give it a watch. Check it out. But if you're not into it by, say, episode 3, you're probably not going to want to bother watching the rest of them, because it doesn't really go much further than that, okay? I will see you guys next week. Bye.